So I shot this wedding on two different cameras and I did not time sync them ahead of time, nor did I shoot an image that would allow me to easily time sync them. So sometimes when I realize that my cameras have not been time synced correctly, I'll just take like a picture of my shoe with both cameras at the same time so that I have that one unique image that I can easily time sync everything else off of. But I didn't do that today. So we're going to do this the hard way. So I've already done this, but I'm going to go through and explain how I did it. So I just organized these by color label because this is how you'd probably bring the images in. One camera, the numbers are like super low, and the other camera, the numbers are super high, so they're split. And you want to time sync them together so that everything shows up in order. So what I like to do first is just label the different cameras. So I only shot a few images on the Mark II, so I labeled those ones with yellow. So just come up here to metadata, choose the Canon 5D Mark II, select all, and then hit the number 7 key, which will label them all yellow. Yellow for no particular reason, just pick a color. 6, 7, 8, or 9 is going to give you a color label. So now I'm going to go back to both cameras. So now what I'm looking for is a moment that's easily identifiable as like this happened and then this happened in quick succession. So something like the ring shots, I basically only shoot two cameras during the ceremony, so that's what I'm looking at here basically. So something like this where he's putting the ring on her finger, I likely have a pullback shot of that with the other camera that I can sync these all together. So I'm going to come in here and find where he is putting the ring on her finger for the back. So I feel like it's happening sort of in here. He's getting the ring from the officiant. Getting the ring, and now they're holding hands. This was probably after. So if I look at the time, this was at 11:34, and then this was at 11:35. A whole minute has passed. So I was definitely shooting during that time. So I'm thinking that that's where these ring shots have to come in. So I'm going to write down this time for this image was 11:34:38. And then I'm going to go up to my other camera, and I think the first picture in this succession is this one. So I need this one to come after 11:34:38. As you can see, I've already changed it. So the time is 11:34:39 now. It wasn't before, but this is how we would change it to make it all flow. So I'm going to select all of my Mark II images again. Just come back up here, hit Command A to select all, and then make sure that this image that I know the time of that I want to change, just make sure that that one's like extra selected. You can see that it's got a brighter highlight around it. That image is the one that we're going to change the time on, and it will affect all the other ones relative to that. So you just click on the little button beside the capture time over here. It brings up this window. You're going to check adjust to a specified date and time. It shows you the original time, and this is where you're going to enter the corrected time. If you need to change the whole date, absolutely do that here. If you're just changing the time, you do that here. So like I mentioned, this one's already been changed, but if it wasn't, I just come in here and adjust hour, minutes, seconds, and then hit change all. So by hitting change all, it's going to affect all of your images relatively. So it's not changing them all to 11:34:39, it's changing them all based around changing this one image to 11:34:39, and all the other ones will fall in place as they should. So you'd hit change all. I'm going to hit cancel because I've already done that. So once you have done that, then you come down here and you're going to sort these by capture time because you've changed that now, and they should all go into place. And we're going to go back to both cameras, and now you can see that my Mark II images are interspersed throughout. And basically what you want to do is just have a scroll, make sure that the timeline all makes sense. If you need to go back and adjust it by a couple of seconds in either direction, you can definitely do that. Just make sure you're only selecting the images from the one camera again, and just go back into your capture time. So obviously I know that this looks good, everything's in order. And then what I like to do is rename them right from here. I know some people don't like to rename their original files. I like to do that because I usually prefer to sort by file name, and I like to have my clients' names on their images. So to change the file name, you can do Command A, select all, and then on my keyboard here, I don't know if it's like universal, but the function F2 will bring up the rename. You can also find it in the menu, I'm sure. And then I just change this to my client's name with the sequence after it. So change all of those, and then I would just export them from there as JPEGs once I did my edits, obviously. But that is how you change your images when you forgot to time sync your camera.